1J, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? Excuse me, sorry to cough in the mic. What's going on, 1J? How are you today, sir? Let's see who else joined. Hold on. Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta log into this live. Alright. 1J, it's you and I again, my friend. I believe so. Yep. Alright, 1J. You doing good? Sweet, man. Sweet. Well, thanks for joining, man. A couple things here that I had in terms of my idea bank for today's live. One was to, let me actually check in with Tiago. Hold on, make sure he doesn't have anything. One was to do some content research for someone who reached out to me. I see Tiago's typing in the chat though, so give me 1 second. Hold on, 1J. All right, so it looks like all right, we're gonna bring Tiago in then. Thanks for your patience, 1J. All right, we're bringing in Tiago. We're going to do some content research for this UFC fighter who reached out and he wanted some help. So let's go to Google Chat. And let me duplicate this. Let me see my live. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Who do we have in here right now? Just 1J and I? Fantastic. Cool. All right, 1J. Let's go here. Okay, we got Tiago in the call now. What's up, Tiago?
Hey, dude, what's up?
What's going on, man? Hold on 1 second. All right, yeah. So, if you can, give me the scoop on this guy. What is he wanting help with? What's his first off? Maybe what's his username so I can look it up. And yeah, if you can, give me the rundown.
All right, let me send you a chat message real quick. And then it's Philip Rowe. Rowe is R-O-W-E. Let me open the stream as well so they can see what you're doing. Or if you want, you can share your screen. Whatever's easier.
Okay, so he said, oh, this is what you said to him? Looked at your page, your content's good, like you said, but yeah, there's some things missing. Some of your content could go to stories.
Right. So that was my my take. If you want, you could take a look and see if you agree with it or not, and then we can.
Let's see.
There.
All right. It's a good thing what we have 1J and hey, Alina, how are you? We have 1J and Alina in the chat, so they might be able to add some input too on their thoughts. So let's do Philip Rowe content review. Let's see. So is there some context? Like, why did he reach out to us? Is he looking to like get more views, followers, clients. Well, probably not clients because he's in the UFC, right?
Right. So the message that he sent us was that he said that his content was good, but that he is missing a few things.
Okay.
He doesn't know exactly what those things are.
Okay.
Um, so
And is it?
that
I'm assuming his goal is just to like grow the page.
right. I mean, I don't know exactly like I mean, you know that being a UFC fighter, you can either try to build like coaching program, like your own academy,
Right.
get
Right. Right. Okay.
deals or whatever. So I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly what he's after.
Okay.
Um, but at least like if you review some of the content, like those are good. Like if you scroll down, because those are the pinned posts. I mean, I would assume those are good. But if you
Those
scroll
2 hours
down,
ago. Nice. He's got good quality content here. Oh, he's got a videographer that works for them.
there's a video that it looks like it was like filmed with a alien camera. Like it's insane. Like it has like 8,000 FPS. It's insane.
Jesus of the playgrounds. That's
But
the
you see, like
truth.
most of that is like it's not bad, right? Like it's really good. It's
Yo, what's good, you guys?
but being a UFC fighter, and like he could be telling like how he got there, right?
And the question starts with that follow-ups, right? Like, so when I'm in the fight,
Or even help others like reach down, because it's of course it's like a 1% kind of person.
Hey, Elena. Happy Friday. Right now we are, just for context for everyone that joins in, we are doing a content review or page review of a UFC fighter that reached out. He wants to take his page to the next level. As you guys know, I don't think I have to repeat this every single stream, but you guys know that we're not experts, but we are experienced in this regard. And so any thoughts, feedback that we could share, right? We as in not just Tiago and I, but also you guys too. We can all collectively kind of look at his page and see if you're looking at his page and he's saying to us that he wants to, let's just say he wants to get more followers, maybe. Not really sure exactly what his goals are just yet. What can we think about doing to improve that? So let's keep going here.
just one
Okay.
I feel like I don't know. Like I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty sure that he wants more people like
Just to know who he is. Yeah,
to increase the turnout to his events as well. I mean,
sure.
that there's like a lot more than just followers. I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
There was no fucking team. It was you. There was no mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it.
So I feel like
So let's ask the chat. This might actually be a good experiment. Let's ask the chat. So everyone in the chat. Hey Stephanie, what's up Valentina? What's up Alina? 1J. We got the gang all here. Chat. Let me give everyone the premise here. I think everyone's here already that's heard it except for Stephanie. So Stephanie, this is going to be an interactive stream with the 6 of us that are in here. So here we have Philip Rowe. Philip reached out to us via DM, and he basically said, Tiago, what did he say? Like, what was his first message? Could you give just brief context here?
yeah, I can read it because I closed it out.
Yeah, maybe read the first message, and then that way the whole chat and us, we could all look at this with like a fine-tooth comb, and everyone give their thoughts, okay? It's going to be a good exercise for all of us.
So he started off with, "Teach me your ways, sensei. My content is good,
Okay.
but I'm missing little key things."
Okay. So Philip reached out to us and he said, hey, my content's good, but I'm missing some key things. What can I do to improve the page? Okay, now obviously none of us here have 140,000 followers, so we're not going to pretend to be experts, but we can give him maybe some feedback that might help him, right? All of us collectively, I mean, I think we can come up with something. So if you know that this guy here reached out to us, and he wants to know what can he do to grow his page, grow his brand, etc. Now that you have that context, let's go through. We'll scroll down the page. Let's watch a couple of his videos, and let's all figure out, if you guys have any thoughts, suggestions. I mean, we have some people in here that I think would have some really good opinions, such as like a 1J, such as Tiago, everyone here would have good opinions, of course. But I know 1J has worked with some of the biggest brands online, so 1J, you might have some actual expertise that you can share with us that, for example, I might not have. So, okay, let's go. So let's look at the pin post first. Unless, Tiago, do you want to have any, or do you want to share any inputs before we go through this?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Let's look at the pin post.
You about to get punched on. That's your Brazilian brother. If it get ugly, you come in here like Herb Dean and you save him.
Okay, the first thing, sorry, I had to cut it off just because Valentina made a comment. So Valentina's in the chat. Again, everyone in the chat, this is an interactive stream today, so we're all going to look at this page together, and we're going to basically put all of our thoughts on this chat, see if any of it might help, and if it does, then we each can be responsible for this here. Okay? So Valentina says, highlights. One of the most important things to understand you and your offer or recommendations. Okay. So we have this first one of him sparring. What about this second one here?
Do not let people think you do not belong. Because I promise you, once you sit at these tables, at these fancy places, with folks with fancy titles, and they got a big bank account, and you talk to them, and you go, oh, they ain't all that. Yeah. Right? This idea that somehow they're so special, they're so smart, they're so sophisticated. Not really. They've been exposed. They've been given the confidence of feeling.
Okay, so we have him in the UFC in a fight with a motivational voiceover. Okay, that's 2. Let's see his third pin post.
What basketball player can't fight? What about the dude? I think his name James Johnson.
James Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, he used to. They said he got like a kickboxing background. Like
he can't know some shit other than MMA, because I couldn't find that motherfucking name. James Johnson.
James Johnson, right? He said he can fight because he be doing karate. How many bum ass fighters do you know that?
Okay, so we have him on a podcast talking. And by the way, we are not like spotlighting the pin post for any specific reason. I'm just literally going down the page, first impressions here. Okay, so if you guys have any thoughts as we go through, feel free to share them. Okay, and Tiago, if you have any thoughts that you want to share too, feel free. I don't, I'm happy to stop at any moment. Right now we're just getting a feel for the page to see what's going on.
Jesus of the playgrounds.
So when you're fighting, and the question starts, because it's happened for all of us.
So we have him working out here. That's good.
Sorry, I was muted, right? Can you hear me now?
You're good now.
No, I was saying that Valentina is bringing a valid point that I feel like one of the pin posts should be him telling his story.
Yeah, that's something that even we are trying to implement ourselves, like a lot of the content that we're trying to make moving forward is more about us.
Yep.
So that's a good point there, Valentina. Okay.
Nobody anyway, motherfucker. Look around you.
We have footage of him at the UFC.
It was you. There was no mom and dad waking you.
Yeah, that's exactly what
You frame it already. Okay. So perfect. Right. So like me, I'm trying to get to the chest. You see your frame, and this is good.
Oh, this is good. I like him sharing his training. That's cool. Let's see. Okay, we have him talking here. Good.
you get picked up in style.
How you doing? Wow, you keep a good style, brother.
Yeah, he has some really cool cinematic videos. I agree 100%.
New dimensions. The best of the best.
I like that he's doing the day in the life video right there. That's good.
So turn that back foot over and let that right hand go.
All right, turn the back foot over.
Yeah. Stay exactly. Throw it. That's it. Throw it.
I mean, this is great. We got him sparring with Larry Wills. That's great. Him sparring again. Tiago, what are your first impressions, or what are some of your thoughts? As I'm again, all I'm gathering here is just inputs. I'm not giving any feedback yet.
No, I feel like the same way. Like I even asked him if, so that's a good question. Because I saw the level of production, and I asked him, do you create the content yourself or do you have a team?
What do you say?
And he said, I create myself randomly.
Randomly. Okay. Okay. So now with that information, now let me see how often he's posting.
That is what you want.
And this actually would be a good lesson for all of us, maybe. This is a type of guy, because he has such like an extravagant life, if you will, because he has like such an interesting profession. Like this would not be any feedback that we give this guy would not be typical of like feedback we would give someone who is a business owner, for example. Like this dude's a UFC fighter. Like there's no point in us saying to him, at least my opinion, Tiago, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but this would be a guy who like would not benefit really from us saying like, hey, let's go research some videos in your niche. You know what I mean? Like this guy has such a crazy lifestyle and profession that himself, you know, he is what makes the content super unique, super valuable, super engaging. Again, I'm very much not inclined to say, let's go see what other professional UFC fighters are, you know, what kind of like hooks they're using, you know, because it doesn't really make sense to me. You know, he's not trying to make like super educational content. I mean, what are your thoughts, Tiago? And what are your thoughts, 1J, as well? I'd be curious.
There are a few comments in the chat as well if you want to read them, but I feel like you would be surprised. As you know, I'm not saying that he should do like go all in, you know, content research.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a place for that, even in his content.
No. And let me specify. Agree, 100% agree. There's like research is valuable in every aspect, but this would not be the guy, I don't think, where we would say, for example, like, let's have you try to recreate this hook or that's like a level 2 skill set. And he's operating, I mean, he already has 140,000 followers. Like he's good enough, and he has a ton of engaging activities during his day to day where like he doesn't need to rely on some sort of hook or format or blah, 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 in my opinion. Let me know what you think though, Tiago.
No, I'm saying that I wouldn't know, but I mean, if there's one of the videos that you shared, one of the first ones, and there's the comment of someone like he's sparring someone. I'm not sure if it's the one that you have right there in the middle.
Yeah, this
and
one.
I think so. And there's like a guy commenting something like, I don't understand why. No, not that one. Like if you close that one, I feel like it's the number 4.
This one?
Starting from all the way up.
The one with Henry. This one?
Sorry, the one, the 5th one.
1, 2, 3, 4. This one.
Yeah, one more. So there's a guy that is asking like, he says something like, I don't understand why the guy that he's sparring with. I don't know what the question was. I can't remember. But if you see like questions like that could be a source of content ideas. Like, hey, I see my audience is interested in learning more about this, about the behind the scenes of the UFC fighter. I might just do a video about it, right? And that's part of research as well. So I feel like there's a place for it, but he still has that. And I just give you one example is Mino Lee. He had a student, and it was a cook from Korea, I think. I'm not sure if you've watched that one.
Mm-mm.
And he was one of the biggest or one of the top cooks in Korea. And he went to this show that I'm not into food, as you can see, but he went to this show, cuisine show, and he was like this, not super famous, but he was super talented person.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's the exact story that you need to tell, right? So he had all of these videos on the show, but then he made a video with structure, with a script, and the guy started blowing up like crazy. So seeing the same resemblance with this story right here.
What I'm saying is, this is like, in terms of, again, like, I don't want it to be seen for anyone in the chat like as a black and white ordeal where it's like this guy doesn't need to research, but there's basically, the way I've understood content, there's kind of three main categories of content. You either have like educational, inspirational, or entertainment. And this guy kind of blends at least with his lifestyle is more entertainment and inspiration, which means like, I mean, again, that doesn't mean like he doesn't need to do any educational stuff. I mean, he could certainly make videos about like how he trains, how he, blocks punches, whatever, like how certain techniques or whatever the case is. Like, of course he can blend into the educational stuff, but just for everyone in the chat, like, this is an example where, and again, I'm not saying what Tiago's saying is wrong by any means. I think Tiago's right, but for someone with as interesting of a lifestyle as this guy, I think he would benefit much more. My opinion, obviously we're not experts here, so that's why we're relying on you guys to give your thoughts. I think he would benefit more from us having him tell more of his story, more like leaning more into who he is as a person, than us saying, okay, here's what you should do for the next couple of videos. You should, because his goal right now is not, at least to my knowledge, like, I don't think he's trying to convert any of these views into clients. I mean, maybe like you said, Tiago, he's trying to convert these views into, ticket sales. That could be. But the way to do that, they got to buy into him as the person. Like, he is, in this specific instance, he is the product, versus like a business owner that is selling a product, and then they make educational videos around the benefits and solutions that their product solves, or X, Y, and Z. This is a little bit different. He is the product, so we need to figure out who he is as a person, learn more about him. Me personally, again, I don't have 140,000 followers, so we'll see. I mean, he reached out to us, so it sounds like he'll listen to some feedback we might give.
I think that I think that I just like understood why you're saying that and where you're coming from, and I feel like, yes, that's, you're right. What I was proposing was that in case that, like, I was thinking, I feel like in case that he had a team, like in case that he had a strategist and a videographer going with him everywhere.
Right.
In that case, like, if I was that person, I would be doing a lot of research and seeing what are other UFC fighters doing and so on.
Yeah.
But just like you said, I feel like you're totally right. Like, if this was just for himself, I feel like the one thing that he could do to benefit the most from is to learn some basic storytelling structures and apply them to his stuff. I feel like some basic structure to, like you say, to tell the things that happen behind the scenes.
Here's the other thing too, and guys, again, I mean, everyone in here, thankfully you guys are all part of the club. Like, you guys have all been here before, so you understand how I don't ever want to claim that I know more about content than this dude or whatever. Maybe I do, I don't know. But here's the other thing that I'm thinking about too. Oh, can you still hear me, Tiago? Did I just cut out? Hold on.
I can't hear you, by the way.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yep, all good.
Chat, hopefully you guys can hear me. Here's the other thing that I'm considering too as I'm looking at this guy's page, which is why this is like, I'm looking at this from a different perspective than I would, for example, like a fitness coach or something. Because this dude, he's in a very visual niche, which is fighting, right? And so, like, for me as a content creator, especially a solo content creator, and I can say this with some some credibility here just because of the niches that I've been able to grow in the past. There are certain niches that are more visual than others, and others that are more educational. For example, the example that I think is best suited for what I'm describing here is someone who's a mechanic. Someone who's a mechanic would not benefit greatly from yapping videos, but instead they would benefit more from like actually just being with the car and showing exactly, or demonstrating what they're talking about versus talking about it. This is very much, in my opinion, in the same vein, that his niche of him fighting and training and sparring, it's already engaging enough that he doesn't need to put as much effort into the hooks, the structure, the strategy, the script. Not saying that that's not important, but he, again, like the visual space that he's in is already super entertaining enough. Like, he doesn't really have to, again, his most popular video here, I mean, it does have him talking, but then he has a video down below with him and Larry Wheels where they're just sparring. Granted, I get that Larry Wheels is a big creator, but like you guys, I'm sure everyone here has seen people like just fighting, no captions, no hook, no nothing, and that do super well just because it's already entertaining enough. Like, people like to see other people fight. This video has 200,000 views and it's just them sparring, no captions, no hook, no strategy, no nothing, right? Again, I can't go without saying I get that he's with a super famous influencer here, but this alone is already going to, especially when I look at his username too, I'm like, okay, he's in the UFC, he has a verified mark, and he's sparring. Okay, let me watch. Like, it's already drawn me in enough. So that's also where I'm coming from when I say, like, as I create this doc for him, it's going to be different than how I approach almost everyone else that comes in these chats, because I'm not going to say to Philip, hey, let's go and look at this next hook and use it in your next video. I mean, again, his videos are already doing great with him sparring. Let's just have him introduce more of himself, storytelling. Let's have more of him doing the stuff that he's clearly benefiting from, which are these sparring videos. He has one where he's like training, or he's like teaching some dude on the ground. This one right here, like, that's cool, but let's get him mic'd up while he does that. So it's like, it's entertaining and it's educational at the same time. Like, there doesn't really have to be a whole lot of, in my opinion, like, it doesn't have to be super complex with this type of content here. Like, if I were his videographer, I would just get a whole bunch of these types of clips, put them mic'd up, and then just like let the videographer that I think he works with one videographer, like, let the videographer test different hooks out, and just do that. But I mean, Tiago, what do you think?
I honestly just have I have an opposing view. Honestly, I feel like he could benefit from research. And again, not saying that he should be focusing on that, especially if he's like a top athlete. I feel like if he were to take his content to the next level, I feel like he should have a team in place.
Okay.
But I feel like he could definitely benefit from having something like that, because I mean, even though he is in a very visual niche, he's not the only fighter, right?
Yeah.
So how is he going to? He's competing for brand deals as well with others. So he has to differentiate at some point, I think, with from his peers. And for he himself, if this was just for himself, I feel like with some, just like Jesse explaining structure for yapping, I feel like he could benefit from having some structure for storytelling. Not saying that he's or bad, it's just that of course it's a craft, right? Okay. And like, imagine if he had a story about him nearly quitting UFC to go, I don't know, wait some tables, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you start by saying I almost quit UFC to wait some tables, it would be much stronger than saying, I don't know, like 4 years ago I almost did this, I don't know, and blah blah, and he starts rambling and he never gets to the point. So I'm trying to think about.
No, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, 100%. I think, and this is the problem that, like, this conversation, I'm glad that we're having this conversation on live, because I think this is a big problem with specifically short form social media, is that, like, you guys all just heard Tiago give an opposing viewpoint to mine, or at least seemingly. But when you listen to it further, right, when you give it more than like 60 seconds, you start to realize that the actual solution is in the middle. Like what Tiago's saying, I think Tiago and I both agree that, like, his videos, if he was to tell a story and he actually structured it a little bit, you know, instead of like rambling on, but maybe added some sort of hook and structured his stories, like, that's going to perform better, right? So I think actually what Tiago and I are saying is that I agree with Tiago in a lot of ways, right? Maybe the way that I initially framed it wasn't the best. But when you're just watching like a 60-second clip, and if I, like, for example, if I just posted this conversation as a 60-second clip, it would be seen in most cases as like, I'm saying that he has to do one thing, Tiago's saying he has to do another thing, and then it's up to you to decide, when really I think we're actually saying the same thing, just from different angles. So this is, again, more of like the problem with social media and how it removes nuance and the ability to critical think. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot is that there are certain levels to the game of content. And so for example, for Philip, he might be in the stage where, like, he just needs to post consistently, which looks like he posted 2 hours ago, 6 days ago. So he might be, first level 1 is like, okay, let's get him to post consistently. Level 2 is, okay, let's then add more your actual story to yourself. Level 3, okay, now that we got to the next level, let's add some structure to your stories, like Tiago's saying, right? So it's not like again, I'm bringing this up as a tangent just to say the problem with short form specifically is a lot of times when people say it's this or that, it's actually almost always not or, but and. Like, I think he should, my opinion, obviously we're not experts here with Philip, is that he should make more videos of him just fighting, no structure, no strategy. He should make more videos of him storytelling. And once he gets done with that consistently, let's start to structure the stories out a little bit. So I mean, I think that's probably a pretty good approach, Tiago. I don't know if you have any thoughts, but let's do actually some research for him then.
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to add on to that is that I feel like you're totally right. I feel like he is doing great. I feel like consistency and what he's doing is going to keep driving growth for him. This is just because he was like, I want to take this to the next level. And I'm like, okay, if you want to take things to the next level, this is step 2, right? But so far, of course, I completely agree that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's still going to crush it because, again, he's blessed for the career he has.
Perfect. Okay. So let's start then, if we're going to do some like preliminary research. And Tiago, if you want to tell the chat in this, and what's up, Elijah? Thanks for joining in. Just for some context, Elijah, we had someone reach out to us. Philip, he's a UFC fighter. And he said, where'd he go? Philip Rowe. So for Elijah here, since he just joined, we had a UFC fighter reach out. He wanted some help to try to get to the next level with content. The interesting thing is we've basically been going back and forth with the chat and Tiago and I, because the interesting thing about UFC is it's not like a traditional educational kind of category of content, right? There's a lot of like entertainment and aspirational elements to this. And so we're trying to figure out the best ways forward while also asking the chat, because of course we are not full-blown experts in this. So, okay. With that being said, Tiago, I think the first thing we should do is just look at UFC as a whole, maybe, in terms of the, or maybe UFC fighters, right? In terms of the topic here.
Real quick, are you recording this part for him?
Oh yeah, let me record this for him. Hold on. Let me give some framing to him too. All right. So the recording's starting now. Philip, what's going on, man? If you are watching this video, we have the chat with us live. Tiago's with me as well. So everyone's here. We are basically looking at some of your content here, and without us being full-blown experts, obviously you have 140,000 followers. You are absolutely crushing it. Let me actually start with his page real quick. Hold on, Philip. Let me actually start on your page so you don't get confused on where I'm at. Okay. So again, obviously you're already crushing it, man. So I start this video here for you by saying, hey, we have the chat with us. Tiago's here with us. We're all going to give you some collective feedback as a group, and it's ultimately up to you to try it out, see if it works. If not, no worries. But first thing that we'd all looked at here is the type of content that you make, and specifically the fact that you are in more of like an entertainment or aspirational category of content, which is super cool because that means that your content can do, like the actual video itself can do a lot of the heavy lifting. For example, like your videos with Larry Wheels, or even just you sparring with Larry Wheels, are doing super well. No hook, no structure, no script, no nothing. And so just because like the act of fighting is super entertaining to watch. You know, these like sparring videos are great. So the first recommendation that I think we all can agree on here in the chat, Tiago and I as well, is first things first, let's get you, because again, you posted this 6 days ago, let's get you to post more of these types of clips on a regular, like on a daily basis. So let's get you sparring, let's get you fighting, let's get you doing something. This is kind of step one in terms of the content level up game plan. Let's get more of these types of just like raw clips of you training, but let's get it on a daily basis. That's going to be step one. Step two, we might want to add some like text on screen at some point too. Again, this is like after you start posting daily. We might want to put some text here, like for this video, might have benefited with some text, maybe adding some curiosity as to what's going on, right? Teasing what's happening here. Like I think actually you're sparring with Larry here. Yeah, you are. So like we might want to add some text on like training Larry how to fight, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that's kind of step two. I think the other thing in terms of step three that we've all been talking about is we'd love to see more of your story, who you are as a person, you just talking about your life, your come up, your routine. I know you have like some day in the life videos, but like you actually talking about it. How did you get into UFC? Where were you before UFC? How do you think about your next fights? You know, like getting into the mind of a UFC fighter. I know you have some talking videos here. Actually, let's watch some of these guys.
What's the face black people make when somebody say that?
Okay, so these are so we have some skits here, but like we'd love to see some like storytelling, kind of raw, authentic, more maybe vulnerable, just so we can understand who you are. And Tiago, I think you mentioned too, one of the comments here on one of his posts actually was asking for that, right? Was it this one?
If you scroll all the way up, I'm not sure if it was the sixth one.
Oh, it might have been this one.
Sorry, the fifth one.
This one
Confusing.
right
I feel like it was. Could be. Let's see.
It was one of these where
Can you do a quick control action?
Yeah. Do you remember what the guy said?
Yeah, something like how to.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know which one it was. Let's see.
Yeah, just do control F and see if.
Nah.
I can look it up on my end while you do that.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, so one thing that we'd like to see more of, again, for level 2 is just more about you, who you are, what makes you stand out from the rest, that kind of thing. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to put here in terms of our notes. So I'll put that here. Actually, I'll do it off camera so we don't spend too much time. Like I said, this isn't a super long recording for you. But storytelling, again, more of the sparring on a daily basis, adding some text on screen, like for this one and for all your sparring, that either gets someone to stop scrolling, it adds curiosity, something just to make it a little bit more enticing, you might be able to benefit from. But then, Tiago, are we ready to actually do some research here and look at some other fighters in the space, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for Philip, this will be, you can think about this as like level 3 or level 4 rather. So first thing is just start posting daily of you sparring, training, etc. Step 2, add some text on screen, right? On more of your clips that is either driving curiosity or it's making someone stop scrolling, right? That's step 2. Step 3 is add some more storytelling content. And then step 4, if you want to take it to the next level, we're not gonna try to copy anyone, of course, but we're gonna see like what types of content or other fighters posting that is resonating with the audience. So let's try to find some here.
UFC Freedom 250.
Yeah, I was checking out some Argentines, but their content wasn't any good.
Like, let's look at maybe Sean O'Malley. You know, I'm sure Philip has done this as well. Like, what does Sean O'Malley post? Okay, so he has UFC. Okay, so he has like knockouts. Knockouts, training, fighting. Bro and I locking in to get shredded by summer. Okay. So like, seems like training, fighting clips. Also these, where is it? Hold on. Yeah, training clips, locking in. It's very important you don't listen to them. Motivational videos. Okay, so that's right. I'm just going to first off figure out what people are posting. So they're posting motivational content, training clips, fighting clips, knockouts or fight highlights. Probably dieting to some degree. Let's see what else people are posting. UFC fighters. Oh, actually, hold on. I know who. Our buddy Ronan. This would actually be a great, man, we should probably reach out to Ronan. Ronan would definitely be able to help you, Philip. Let me see. Ronan has this guy.
I started working with this guy, AJ, about 3.5.
Not AJ. What's his name? His name's I think Bo. Hold on one second.
Or are you trying to
Bo
find?
Nickel, that's what it is. Tiago, we'll probably have to cut this for Philip, so he doesn't have to.
No,
watch.
I can definitely cut it. I feel like you mean the guy that reached out to us asking for help, like one of the last ones.
This is the guy. So this is the guy that we should keep our eyes on, and this is someone that this is one of Ronan's clients. So I'm not gonna
Oh, I thought
take
you meant
credit to whatever. No. Ronan's a great dude. Ronan would definitely be able to assist Philip 100% here. So Ronan was able to take this guy from like, I don't know how many followers, but now he's at 800,000. So let's see what kind of content they make here, just to give him some.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
So day in the life of a fighter. Top 5.
He has so many text hooks as well, if you can see.
Yeah, he has text on screen everywhere. Oh, drills. Okay. How I won. You know, actually, you know what we should do, actually? Let me stop this recording.